Morning all, it's pissing down on the big pit. As you can see, been about 6 or 7 hours, and just before first light I had one. Happy days, eh? Getting really close to spawning now. Right, there's a little story to be said here as well about the capture. With what happened to my wife with cancer last year, taking a lot of time out of fishing, she encouraged me to have a big break. It was about 6 or 7 weeks. I tried to do like what I call subtle, just my sort of fishing. Basically just chill out a little bit. Done about 5 weeks, but when you're sort of like going to target a big fish, or there's a couple in here, one at the right time goes about 50 pounds, the other one's about 46, 47. They both popped out, one at 46 something and one at 47 something. Right at the start of my holiday, or break, whatever you want to call it. This meant, well, I had a backup water just down the road, about a mile away, and that's got a fish does about 47, 48, and that come out as well. So I headed to Fen Drayton. Yeah, I had a great time in that. But what I should have done is really, about 2 weeks ago, Fen started to fish really hard. So I decided, I stayed there really, but I should have decided really to have like legged it about 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I had a little break with the missus. She actually come fishing with me. Oh, blooming rains everywhere here. Come fishing with me. Done a couple of days on Fen, you know, bit of a soch, nothing really. Popped down a big pit. Basically there was a few tension bream anglers here. Basically no carp anglers. It's like, bloody hell, what's going on? So anyway, run the rods out. I've got my own boat down here now, so run the rods out, and in the heat of the day, about 1 o'clock the following, 1 o'clock in the afternoon following day, had a steaming take, and resulted in one of the slopey head ones, real dark one as well, and a nice boat battle about 180 yards out in the lake, and it turned out to be a mirror of 26 pound 12 ounce. Didn't video it, but you'll see pictures of that one on the blog. This blooming rain's a nightmare. So what I decided to do then is, right, I had quite a lot of like bait on me. I don't want to go into too much detail about what baits at the moment, but you know, it entails some boilies as well. The rest later, because I might have found a little number here, and I don't want maybe people sort of maybe using it. I don't know, you know what it's like. If you get a little edge, you've got to protect it. I actually near on, well, filled it in fairly for me this time of the year. If I said I put 2.5 buckets in, you might understand what I'm sort of doing. And I put about 14 to 15 kilo of boilie, and that was I'm just using Dynamite's fresh fish at the moment. Anyway, we left on the Friday, got back down here Sunday afternoon, run the rigs out, long way out, absolutely a long way out, I don't know, maybe 280. Basically I fished it from another area, but fishing like further where they were showing, not where I caught, but further when I was in the other swim where they were showing. So I baited both areas, and with this sort of cold spell was coming, we've like had another big drop in temperature from 23, 24 degrees. I mean, this morning it's only 10 degrees. It's been raining since just after I got here, so I've got soaked placing my baits out in the boat. It's rained all night, it hasn't stopped at all. Well, we've had one little stop at first light and it's back on it again. I've got to get this fish videoed up, so hopefully it'll stop soon. I was fishing like running chod rigs out there, no markers and all that crap, no looking, just feeling for slightly deeper water because it's cooler. And how I done that, I used like the whole bottom, I'm using 3.5 to 4 ounce atomic dung bombs. So I was just in the bait feeling roughly where I baited, but I'd baited in the deep and I'd baited on the shallow. So once I found what I wanted, a soft bottom, just put my gear around it and then a few boilies, 10 and 15 millers, and then just run them, dropped them down, run them back, done the 4 rods, and then like crashed out. So I'm sort of like now back in the real world. What I mean by that is I've got an 8-hour tuition down at Thorny Pool, which is on the Boy Leisure ticket. It's where I had that £30 mirror in February on the float. Geezer just wants a little bit of help down there. Even though it's a little late, it's very weedy, and he just wants a little hand there. So I've got to pack up at sort of, well, I've got to be on the road. It's not that far away, but I'm not going to use the M25. I'm going to cut across country because I just can't risk getting on that M25 at that time in the morning. So it's going to take me sort of maybe half an hour, 40 minutes I've got to allow. It's not that far, to be honest. Get there for sort of, as long as I'm there for 9 o'clock, 8 hours, I can leave at, is it 5 o'clock? So hopefully I'll be back on here tonight round about 6 through the rush hour. I ain't gonna bait. I thought about baiting it up before I leave, but I'm gonna leave it and just run them out when I get here. I've got so I've got Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday, and I've got a 24-hour tuition. See, this is where when you get this dilemma, you're like all over the blooming show. You got to be professional in what you're doing because you've got to set up where you're going to be fishing, sort all that out with the tuition, and it's like, well, back to the real world again. Not sure if I'm going to do that at Farlow's. I might leg it to Cambridge to the Woolpack and do it, because it just puts me another 90 to 100 miles nearer home. It's my birthday Friday. I'm not saying a date over, but I'm going to be an old bastard at 45. This means I can get home a little bit earlier, but with that fish getting that bite so early in the morning, I probably won't do that, because I might do, I don't know, it's just one of them things I've just got to wait in the next 2.5 days and see. But I'll let the geezer know on the tuition as and when I know like where we're going on the venue. So you're going to see this awesome night, this chunk. It looked a bit, I might have had him before, like when I had 3 in a day, and if it is, I've basically caught him off the same spot, which is a bit weirdo really. But the amount of bait I put in here and all that, right, it's mental. Like they've got on it that quick and eating it. I mean, I proper larruped it up out there. I've got a few weeks, maybe a month left now before I start a 2-week tuition in France at Bounty Lakes. So all I can do is just do my best, bait up, leg it. But I've got another break coming in September, so I've probably got 6 or 7 weeks then. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think I'm going to be like giving any of that time away. Not in a time when they're feeding it up, or feeding up for the winter time. Anyway, I'll let you look at this one, and plus I'll let you know what happens through the rest of the trip. As I've got a few days, I'm happy where I'm fishing. I'm not going to be like legging it around because I've been a bit lazy, sort of like not doing a bit on the YouTube stuff, but you know, I'm going to do a bit of rig stuff, show a bit of baiting and stuff like that, so, you know, keep your eyes peeled. Bait-wise at the moment, I've sort of stopped using the redfish a bit. Don't know why. I was using it like, probably, when I was mixing it together, 3 or 4 sort of fresh fish to sort of 1% like redfish. So it was just a little bit of red in it, but I'm just like bang on that now, and this baby's catching me loads of fish. Happy days are here.